So summer's over, I survived. Now I'm going to take this AC out, and since I really didn't record it, or I don't feel like going through all the lost footage to go find it. It was also late, it was kind of dusk-y out. I was in a Home Depot parking lot, I was trying to get it done. I had the whole window completely out, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot the screws. And then I run back in Home Depot with a wide open window. So it was a little chaotic. So anyways, I'm gonna show you basically the reverse. I mean, you could probably get an idea of what I did. That's it, really. I just piece of wood, traced it out on the glass, and let's get to it. We have these L brackets here. I'm gonna take them off in a second to show you. They just screwed right into the side of the AC. Obviously, I looked in to make sure I wasn't puncturing anything. Let's get out of the sun. Plus my door is way heavier now. Probably don't have to take those off, but whatever. Yeah, so the door is heavy. Opening it or having it just stay open most times is a chore. All right. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I have one on the inside, no. So now the biggest ordeal, well, we gotta get rid of this whole I overdo everything when it comes to zip ties, taping. Been like that since I was a kid. Give me a nail gun, man, I will literally, I hate when things fall. Makes me sad. I'm lying. Makes me angry. Okay. Alright, so unplug it. Obviously that outlet's dead because generator's not running. So now the toughest part technically is going to be all this silicone. Just got silicone on top of silicone, because again, now I've already replaced I had an AC, and then I took it out. I had a 6,000 out of 5,000 originally. All right, let's get whatever's out here. Be able to close this door, get this knife. Okay, whatever. See if we can break the silicone. So just FYI, I'm glad this is happening. I've been telling people for years how amazing silicone is as an adhesive. Like, I learned that years and years ago when I mounted a pedestal sink to a wall with just silicone, no lag bolts, nothing, just silicone. And I went back a few months later and I tried to move it. Yeah, so silicone. Doesn't really matter what type it is, as long as it is silicone, pure silicone. And I mean, there's other stuff that will act like this as well. I'm gonna show you exactly what this stuff is. It's this Dynaflex Ultra. That's that. We're not probably gonna have to cut it. We won't probably, most likely, have to cut this whole thing. Just gotta score it a little bit, enough that we can get it to move a little bit more, and then we can start doing that. And we'll just end up breaking the rest. So I'll probably fast forward this because you get the point. this out of the way. This is also silicone. So not only was the AC not coming out, this wood wasn't coming out. Oh man, oh, it took the whole thing. No. All right, that's what we did. We got the glass. We got a piece of wood. I almost smashed this. Laid the glass over the wood. Traced out the shape of the glass. Cut out the shape of the glass on the wood, and then we had wood like so. Okay, so it's day 2. Because I'm bad at recording, but so got the glass back in, found some screws at Home Depot, and then today I ended up finding the actual screws, which didn't really matter because I got the right ones. So that's it. Got the AC in. Summer's over. No more AC. Sun is still doing its thing, but the actual air temperatures are, I don't know, 80s. So anyways, I want to talk about this. I got the solar screen somebody gave to me, and this is the original color. Now, that color is what makes it privacy. As soon as you paint it black, this side's not really working. But as soon as I painted it black, and once you paint it, the glare is not helping. But anyways, I can see right through the window. Oh, you can too. So you can see the whole outline of the glass, the frame. Once you paint it black, it's so amazing. However, at the same time, it messes with your eyes. So when I was actually installing it, my eyes were, I don't know how to explain it, but if you stare at this long enough and then you look away, you can kind of still see it. And it's really, really trippy. And what's happening is your eyes can't focus. Your eyes are trying to focus beyond, like through the holes beyond. Like right now, it's coming off as if it's 3D, and it looks like it's flickering in the camera. I don't know. So I thought this was a cool idea. However, when it's black, it looks kind of cool. It has like a I don't know, a rough, textured, an overland vehicle. Anyways, I'm kind of stuck between either just take them off completely or take them off, repaint them black, because it gives it a sturdy look. I don't know how else to say it. Just rugged. Black van. You're not getting into my van. Leave me alone. The van will self-destruct if you break in. I don't know. Something goofy. So, anyways, that's it. But the point was, if I had to put these on the windows, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, and I can't see it because of the reflection. It looks like the camera is tripping out right here. Like it's strobing, flickering very bad. I can't wait to watch this playback. But you can't stare at it because your brain's trying to focus beyond it, but you can't. So you focus on the surface, and it's focusing beyond it and at the same exact time. So you can see the glass right there because it's black, and it just disappears. Cool, huh? Yeah, camera does not like this. So it's not me. It's having a hard time. Let's focus on my hand. Focusing on my hand, not a problem. I'm trying to focus on this. Problem. Anyways, I don't know what to do. You know, the van is black, and if you put those on, then they're a huge eyesore. Oh, wait a minute. Get some upgrades while I got you out here. You're not gonna sneak up on me at night. They're not wired up though, but whatever. They came with the kit. 22-inch light bar, which works good. I mean, I got no complaints. I can imagine how like a 50-inch straight across the roof would be wild. Like really, really bright. But this here, not an issue. This just looks dirty, it looks dusty, and it's not. I was trying to sand the black off, and that wasn't really working. So it's either take it off and paint it or whatever. Yeah, so anyways, summer's over. I survived. And just to give you a little insight, living in the Southwest, living in Las Vegas in a van, I don't know, man. It's way better than a humid climate, I could tell you that. Like Boston July versus Vegas July, there's a couple of things in there. I can't say 100%. And the reason would be is the fluctuations in the temperature in the Northeast, where you could have a heat wave where it's in the upper to mid 90s and the humidity is going to approach 100%. So everything's very swampy, you're very sweaty all the time, you feel the weight of the hot, wet air. Here, it's extremely dry air. Now, mind you, monsoon season comes, and then you end up with these very wet, humid days. But you drop out of the triple digits, you end up in the 90s, and then the humidity goes up to like 35, 45%. Unless it actually rains, then it can get upwards of like 70. There were a few nights, a handful, where laying in bed, now mind you, I had the AC, but prior to that, laying in bed would have been an absolute nightmare, only because I have to go to sleep. I need comfortable sleep. I gotta wake up in the morning. I am a plumber. I spend, 40 hours a week, 50, 60 hours a week sometimes working. So sleep is very important, to go to bed at a certain time, to wake up. And I don't want to wake up in a swampy, wet, humid, damp environment. I want to be comfortable. I got to get dressed with button-up shirts and all that. So otherwise, it wasn't that bad, except for maybe a grand total of, say, 12 days combined, where I am working during the day, dealing with high humidity, and high humidity being 40%, by the way. Again, you get acclimated. So let me talk about that. Because it's a triple digit weather and it's dry heat and it's the same temperature every single day. It doesn't dip, it doesn't go up and down. Your body will acclimate to it because it's staying the same. So if it's 105 every single day, you're going to get used to that. Your body will adjust. Your blood thins out. There's a whole bunch of things that happen. So now when we get a heat wave, which we did, like a total of like 3 weeks, it hit 115, 116 several days in a row, like 4 or 5 days in a row. So now you're going to get adjusted to that. And then when you wake up, well, just think it's 115, then you wake up in the morning and it's about 85 degrees, 82 degrees sometimes. That's going to feel really nice. So the majority of my mornings from June to August into September, I'm waking up at 82, 85 degrees. Some mornings it was about 88, not a big deal. Because again, you're down almost 30 degrees from the previous day. But it's the same thing every single morning. When I recorded that video of me in Kingman, Arizona a few weeks back, or probably a few years, the way I record, I woke up that morning. I stayed in Kingman, and I woke up that next morning at 75 degrees in the morning, and I was actually shivering. It was actually very cold. So that's what I mean. You get used to the 105. Now, here's my biggest problem about the Southwest. It is an extremely long summer. From June, all of July, all of August, and a couple weeks into September, it's going to be triple-digit weather. Dry triple-digit weather. That means you're not going to sweat to death. What does that mean for a van? Well, if we take these vents out, if you take the vents out and it's 115 degrees outside, it would be completely unlivable in here at all during the day. That would mean if it's 115 outside, it's probably going to be about 130, 125 inside. 115? No, 20, about 135. Yeah, 130, about 130 degrees in the van. Now you add the vents, all you're doing is pulling the 115 degree from outside through the van. You're not going to keep it at 115 because it's going to amplify. You're going to have a greenhouse effect. So it's going to be at least 120, probably 125. However, I worked most days, so Monday through Friday, I go to work 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 8 to 7, whatever, depending on the day. So the fan's running, or that one wasn't here, but the rear's running, pulling hot air out. These front windows are cracked, trying to maintain somewhat of a balance. I get in, I drive, turn on the AC, go where I gotta go, here, there, whatever. When I finally settle down, maybe it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, maybe it's 8 o'clock at night, I fire up the generator, turn on the AC, and at that point, I'm looking at about a good hour and a half to the point where it's cold. Like, ooh, this is chilly. But otherwise, I have, on the weekends and etc., so on, etc., sat in this van, AC running, in direct sunlight, and it's 114 degrees outside, and I'm fine. And by fine, that means Southwest, acclimated, fine, which means it's probably about 100 degrees inside the van with the AC running. Eventually, after a couple of hours, it will get down to a point where it's cold, and by cold, I mean it's 80 degrees. Yes. So that's the one thing I can say is as a positive is you definitely get used to it. Physically get used to it. Now mentally and spiritually, that's a whole different ballgame. I'm never going to get used to hot climates. I don't like hot climates. However, what monsoon season taught me here, living in Vegas this year, is I don't do humidity. We had a couple weeks where it got wet and humid and just absolutely disgusting. I went from 115 degrees, no sweating. Well, you sweat, but it's evaporating, right? Because it's so dry. So you're not actually wet. I went from that to feeling like I was back in Boston, like 95 degrees in just pure humidity, saturating, wet. I'm dripping. I'm working through it. No, I'll never live in a humid environment. However, which is sad because I like humid environments, and it's sad because I like that type of environment only because I appreciate a snowstorm. I love the smell after a snowstorm. I don't like working in it. I don't like when you have a warmer day after a snowstorm and now you have slush. I don't like that following night. So anyways, I appreciate all the different elements that come with a humid environment. You get the snow and rain and storms, tropical storms, serious rainfall. I love those things, but I don't want to live in humidity. So I will forego those things because humidity is disgusting. Now, there's also something to be said about living in 115 degrees where it feels like literally a blow dryer is the best way. So if you're driving down the road, you open up a window, a blow dryer, right, a hair dryer, is the best way to describe the sensation on your skin. But again, you get used to it. Like I'm working in full dress pants and in a button-up shirt, plumbing, in and out of a van all day long, working inside garages, sometimes most of the whole day, digging up water lines out of the front. Yeah, let me tell you something. if I was doing the work I just did for the last 6 months in Boston, I wouldn't have made it a month. I wouldn't have made it a week. I would have quit after the first day. I don't know. Yeah. So, but I survived 6 months doing that here, residential service plumbing, in a goofy button-up uniform, etc., in this weather. My biggest gripe is that, you know what? I'm talking too much. What I learned is it's the summer. And all of June is going to suck. All of July is going to suck. All of August is going to suck. And the first couple of weeks of September will also suck because now the temperatures are falling, right? You're way away. You're out of the 109, 108. So now you're down to 103, 102. But mentally, you're like, oh my God, I'm done. Just let's go. Let's get cold. Let's get freezing. Hell, let's get some snowfall. But it's over now. Today is probably the warmest day. It's about 86 degrees today. I don't know what it is right now. It was supposed to be 90, 91, but it's about 86. And that's it. After that, the rest of this week is low 80s. The morning temps are in the low 60s. In about maybe a week, we're going to hit some 49 degree mornings. And then that's it. Come November, you're looking at mostly upper 60s. And then, upper 70s. And then 70s and then 40s. 40 to low 50s in the morning. And then December, you're probably going to be looking at, because I've experienced it. So going off of history, you're looking at about 50 to 60 during the day. And then maybe 39, 40 degrees in the morning. And it's going to heat up quickly like it does because the sun is always warm. It's also a bigger difference between here and Massachusetts. If it's December or January, February in Massachusetts, the sun does nothing. It can melt some snow, but as far as heating up your car, meaning it's 20 degrees outside, your car's been in the sun all day, and you go and you hop in your car and it's hot or warm, no. I mean, it might be 5 to 10 degrees warmer than 20 degrees, but it's not going to be hot. A car here in Vegas or the Southwest in general, and it's 39 degrees out, it's going to heat up your car. You're going to have a true glasshouse effect from the sun. I know that because I lived it, and 39 degrees, you can be butt-ass naked outside. You're not going to feel the air temperature as long as the sun is there. It's going to keep you warm. Anyways, with all that said, I survived. People say that if you survive your a whole entire summer, then you're good. No, I survived it. Now I know that we get all this amazing weather ahead, which I'm excited about. And you're looking at all of October, the rest of October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So you're looking at 7 months of just nice. And by the way, April's going to be creeping up into the 80s. And then May, 90s. And then June, if it's all normal, June should be hitting your triple digits. However, this year, we were hitting triple digits at the end of May. We were already full-blown June weather by June. As opposed to slowly, May into June goes from 90s to triples. No, this year went May triples, June all triples, and all July, all of August. But again, the effect is different because of what I did. That's it. I'm going to shut up because I won't ever shut up. So I hope you learned something, maybe. I know it's not that informative. It wasn't maybe when I was putting it in, it'd be a little bit different, showing you putting the screws in and all the mishaps that might have come with that. But when I did it, it was done hastily. It was done at about dusk in a Home Depot parking lot. And I was just trying to get it done because I was on my own and my window was completely out when I realized I forgot the screws, particular screws. But that's it. Obviously, any questions, just state them in the comments. I will answer them. I always answer my comments because I get 1 or 2. One day, I'll get 1 or 2,000. Anyways, that's it. I'm out.